Soup's on in my kitchen tonight, and it's creamy enchilada soup to be exact. My version is hearty, delicious, nutritious, and packed with all of the traditional Mexican flavors that you're looking for from enchiladas. This soup has tons of veggies and is high in protein. It's creamy, even though I'm making it dairy-free, and it's so easy that even a beginner can make it. This one is done in a flash, so let's get into it. We have a couple different categories of ingredients today. We have the ingredients that we're gonna put in the soup and cook and blend. Then we have some mix-ins that will provide a little bit of texture to the soup, and then we have some toppings, all of which are totally optional. But I'm gonna take a little bit of help from my immersion blender, which is the only special tool or equipment necessary today, and blend some of the ingredients together. You can also achieve a creamy consistency using some sort of a dairy product, milk, cream, yogurt, sour cream. But in an effort to make this one dairy-free and a little bit lighter, I like the beans to do the work. So an immersion blender, blending some of the ingredients together, gives us a nice creamy base. The only other special tool that's necessary is a big pot in which to cook your soup, and mine is ready for us over on the stove. So with all of the help that we're taking from canned goods, frozen goods, and things that I've already prepared, this soup is gonna come together really quickly. I have a little bit of chopping to do, but then I'm gonna move us over to the stove and we're gonna get cooking. One of the reasons I like this soup so much is because the vegetables are super, super flexible. I like onion, bell pepper, carrot, celery, and a little bit of garlic, but you can use none of those vegetables, some of those vegetables, choose entirely different vegetables, canned, frozen, whichever you like, really. They just kind of provide some nice body and volume in the background. The carrot and the pepper do add a little bit of sweetness, and the onion definitely adds exactly what we want an onion to add. But it truly is very flexible because we've got such strong enchilada flavors in this one that the vegetables just kind of meld in the background. So an onion into our bowl. And I'm just gonna prep all these vegetables on the bench in front of me at the same time. They don't need to go in any particular order. They don't need to be any particular size. We're gonna cook them down so that they're nice and soft and will blend up really well. If you're in a huge hurry, cut them very small. If you've got some time, don't worry too much about their size. Perfect, bell pepper is done. Into the bowl with the celery, carrot, and onion. I'm just gonna give a rough chop to this garlic, and it's gonna go in that same bowl. So this is like 5 cloves of garlic that I've already peeled, taken the skins off of. Super rough chop, all done. So into the bowl, the garlic goes. And this is the base of our chicken enchilada soup. The vegetables are done. It's time for me to move us over to the stove and we're gonna get cooking. All right, all ready to get cooking. So on the stove, I have the pan that I poached our chicken in. To poach the chicken, I just combined a couple cups of water with 2 big raw chicken breasts, enough to cover them, added some salt and pepper, and cooked them on a medium-ish heat until the chicken was cooked. Removed the chicken, set it off to the side, reserved the cooking liquid, and the pan went right back on the stove. So to this pan, I'm gonna add just a couple tablespoons, tablespoon or 2 of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're gonna get a medium heat going under these veggies. Medium, medium high. And I'm actually just gonna toss the veggies right in. So all we're trying to do with these veggies is cook them for probably 5 to 7 minutes until the onions are starting to get translucent and the carrots and celery are starting to soften. You don't wanna cook them too hot here because we do have garlic in this mixture and the garlic has a tendency to burn if you get it too hot. So just go easy over medium-high heat, stirring them frequently until they're soft. Vegetables are on the stove and starting to sweat out, which is perfect. I'm just gonna shred our chicken. You can cut this or shred this, however you like it. I like kind of nice thin threads of chicken throughout the soup. The rotisserie chickens at the moment are probably even less expensive than buying raw chicken breasts. So use whatever type of chicken that you want. Even if you've got leftover chicken in the fridge, that would work really well for this. The chicken is cooked when it goes into the soup, so a lot of different chicken products will work here. I'm just gonna shred this, and I find that shredding either with 2 forks or even just with my fingers is like the easiest way. I just pull it with my hands and start to shred. And a lot of people like to use 2 forks. So you just take the forks against one another this way And that works really well too. If you're shredding a large amount of chicken, the easiest way to do it is to use a KitchenAid mixer or some other similar mixer with a paddle attachment. That'll shred it up for you really quickly. I tend to prefer to use some combination of forks and my fingers. That's the fastest way for me. So just take it down to as small pieces as you like here. And that looks perfect. So over to the stove and everything else happens over there. Next up go in our spices. This is a mixture of cumin, oregano, and chili powder. I like to add the spices to the vegetables before we add any liquid in because I want to bloom the spices a little bit. So I just put them right in with the vegetables and then stir everything around and make sure those spices get coated in a little bit of that extra virgin olive oil. Cooking them at this stage will help to develop their flavor a little bit. So the spices have been in and blooming for probably about 90 seconds. So I'm gonna start with about 2 cups of the chicken stock. I've got 3 cups here reserved. I'm gonna start with about 2 cups and save a cup of that for later in case I wanna play with the texture of our soup. Again, we're gonna blend all of this first part with an immersion blender, which means that it's gonna be super, super smooth and creamy. And I want to be able to control the texture by adding a little bit more liquid later if necessary. I'm going to add a 15-ounce can of crushed fire-roasted tomatoes, a 15-ounce can of red enchilada sauce. You can use green. This is a mild, though you can use however spicy you like. And of course, because there's still good flavor left in the bottom of both of these cans, I'm going to give them a quick rinse. So that's just a couple tablespoons of water to get the rest of the enchilada sauce and the tomato product out. Perfect. Chipotle in adobo is an optional ingredient and I'm gonna add a little bit of it. It adds a fair amount of spice to your enchilada soup. So just be sure that you know what you're doing here and don't add too much. You might start with a tablespoon or so if you add it at all. And then after you blend, you can always add more. And then the last ingredient in this step before we blend is to add just a can of pinto beans. So the beans are gonna add that creaminess that I'm looking for without any dairy or cheese. So those go in. And then I'm just gonna bring this up to a simmer and cook it until the vegetables are soft enough to blend. It'll probably take another 7 to 10 minutes or so. Okay, our soup has come up to a simmer. The carrots are nice and soft. The beans are starting to mush down. So I'm going to blend this now. If you don't have an immersion blender, there's a couple things you can do. You can use a regular blender. You just need to be really careful that you allow enough space in the blender for steam and that you use a rag to cover the top because blenders with hot liquids in them tend to explode. The other thing you can do is use a potato masher at this point. And if neither of those work for you, don't blend it at all. Just leave the soup exactly as is. It will be more texture and a little bit less creamy, but it is still a very delicious soup. So I've just turned the heat off under my pot. I'm gonna move it off the hot burner into the center of my stove. And then I've got an immersion blender plugged in just right next to my stove. The key to immersion blending is to make sure that the blender end always stays submerged in liquid or else you will be wearing hot liquid. And we definitely do not want that. So I'm just gonna go through using my immersion blender, making sure the tip of the blender always stays in the soup and blend this until it's smooth. We're gonna give it a taste and see if we need to add some more salt and pepper. It's really good. It doesn't need any more salt. So some of the different products that we added, chipotle and adobo, the enchilada sauce, the tomatoes, they can sometimes have some salt in them themselves. So I like to be really thoughtful about how much salt I add until I get to this point. Okay, I've just stirred in the pepper. The very last step is to stir in the rest of our ingredients. So I have a couple cups of frozen corn, some black beans that I've drained, chicken, cilantro, and we're gonna start with these mild green chilies. Corn goes in. Cilantro, this is a ton of cilantro. You can use less or more depending on how much you like. I've used almost a full bunch here, reserving some for topping. Black beans go in. And last but certainly not least, our chicken. So I'm just trying to heat the remaining ingredients through. Cook the corn, though it's probably cooked, just hitting that boiling soup. We're gonna give it one final taste and then we are ready to serve. Soup's up. This is such a great, super easy, high protein, super nutritious, comforting, cozy meal, especially for a nice winter day. Pretty flexible too, to whatever you have in your pantry. So if you're missing some of the ingredients or you want to try something else, it'll totally work in this meal. So I like to serve this soup with a little bit of lime, some more cilantro, and a couple of good old jalapenos. I also really like to add some avocado to the top. Nice creamy coolness with the spiciness of the soup is great. And it's time to give it a taste. The soup is one of my absolute favorites, and I really hope you enjoy it too. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really appreciate it when you do. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you want to stick around and hang out, please subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you here next time. Happy souping!